Hey y'all, man. Check this out. It's me, JR from Real Shit Let's Talk Podcast, man. Listen, guys, I am just going to tell you that I am trying something new. And I want you guys to really take heed and just listen to a little things that I got to say. So this is the real cost of playing it safe. So let me tell you a quick little story. You know, I'm JR, the host of Real Shit Let's Talk Podcast, but I wanted to do something a little different. I wanted to switch it up for you guys. I wanted to give you something different, right? And the real cost of playing it safe. And so this is where I get to talk to you. So let's talk real quick. So tell me why I used to think that playing it safe was the best thing I could ever do, right? And then I told myself, I said, if I was able to really keep playing it safe, then me playing it safe will never, ever really work. And because I was afraid to pay money to do things or to go places or to see new things, right? And so also what it requires in playing it safe is that as I played it safe, it was more so I was afraid of the unknown. And sometimes being afraid of the unknown is what holds us back, right? And so when you play it safe like that, you play it so safe that it doesn't even matter if you're going to grow because you're just going to stay like stagnant, right? And then not only will you just stay stagnant, you would just begin to do little things like, oh, I can go to the movies instead of going to like an opera or going to a live concert or doing things like that, or going to a fancy restaurant or that might cost you over $100. But it's the exposure that you get when you don't play it safe. But when you do play it safe, you end up at places like Ryan's, you end up places like Piccadilly's, not to downplay them or anything like that, but you start just doing the minor things or the small things that it costs to play it safe. And so also when you keep playing it safe, you also look at the idea of missing out. And sometimes in missing out, when we do what we do and we're missing out, it costs us, right? It costs to be the boss. I'm going to tell you that much. And so not only is it that type of timing to make sure that you actually do what it is you want to do, set the timer and set the things that you want to do. You know, I got to set a timer today, guys, because I am on a time crunch and I forgot that I was on a time crunch. But this is what it costs to play it safe. You know what I'm saying? And so, again, I look at it and I tell myself every day that, like, the cost of me playing it safe was I didn't want to start my podcast. I was afraid because who's going to listen to me? Who's going to actually just do it? You know, who's going to actually really enjoy what I have to say? And a lot of times what happens is that even though when you are afraid and when it costs for you playing it safe, I started late. I could have started 5 years ago and definitely would have been somewhere different. However, but the cost of me playing it safe is me starting later than expected. I always wanted like my voice to be heard. I always wanted to talk to the people. I always just wanted to just do something where my voice could be heard. And like I said, it was a couple summers ago and that I went to Podcast Summit and in Miami, and I enjoyed every bit of it. I got the masterminds and I flew down to Miami and I was picked up by a chauffeur. And as I was picked up by a chauffeur, I was in the classic car of my dreams, which was the 745 Li BMW with blue lights and nice trim and everything of that nature. Not only did I have that, I had so many different things going on at that one moment. It was like I flew in, I had my clothing brand, Audi 360. I was like, oh my gosh, I've never seen this before. Like ever been careful. Like the chauffeur pulled up and like the little sign and was like, hey, here, you know, said my name and everything. And I got in and we was driving down the streets of Miami and we was listening to music. And I was like, wow, if this is just half or a skosh of how the top 1%ers live, oh man, sign me up. So we pulled up to the Intercontinental Hotel in Miami and he got out, he opened my door and he recorded me getting out and I recorded myself going in and getting to my room. And it was like this big old thing like that. But the cost of playing it safe was I wasn't going to go to Podcast Summit. I didn't want to bet on myself because I was nervous about spending money on myself. And then I learned that like, if you ever just going to take a shot and fail, it's better to take a shot and not land your target, but also get up and redo it again because you know bosses don't take losses. They learn lessons. And so you got to carry yourself within that realm or that spectrum. And so again, one of the biggest things that I actually learned is I took a risk on myself and I got the Masterminds Podcast Summit with David Shands. And that was a start. I was ready, or I would say I was still playing it safe because I just wanted to kind of see what was going on. That's just me being honest, you know? And it's just like now. I wanted to play it safe by always just having co-hosts, or host or guest, I should say, on here. And that really wasn't the goal, or shouldn't have been the top tier goal, because I felt like if I had guests, then, I mean, that's what my podcast would be, guest. But as I was coached in another masterminds, that you should have some solo episodes. And so here, guys, this is me showing you how at first I was going to play it safe. And now the cost of me not playing it safe is by actually doing the thing that I love and enjoy the most of. Not only am I excited, but I get nervous. But at the end of the day, guess what? I got to make it happen. And so when it comes to me playing it as safe as possible, I wasn't going to do any solo episodes. I didn't think about it, right? I didn't even let it come to my mental forum to be like, oh, I should do, any solo episodes. But you know what, guys? I'm not going to play it safe anymore. So now I jumped off the porch and I'm making this solo episode and I'm going to make several more. And I'm going to see what the audience likes. How do they feel about it? Because I feel great about it. I was nervous about it, but I said, I'm not going to play it safe. I'm not going to continue on just holding back my greatness, And when you do the very thing that makes you nervous, when you do the thing that you just want to stand outside yourself and not play it safe, you grow. You grow into the next level. Like you grow into doing things that are far and beyond. And now I'm really going to lock in. I'm going to lock in on these solo episodes. And I'm going to, of course, I'm going to have some guests. I got a lot of guests lined up and different things of that nature. But I'm coming to you as letting you know that at first I was going to just play it safe by just always having guests. And I changed. Instant had a mastermind. Shout out my boy Shy. Shout out El Chapo, Tevin. Shout out the whole pod peeps too, because as we were sitting there getting this information, man, information that you receive is only applicable to what it is that you do, the niche, or applied. You have to apply it. And so this is me coming to you as real as I am. From my podcast. Hey, this is real now things that you're going to get. You know what I'm saying? Now, you'll get some behind the scenes and different things of that nature. And you'll also see, some other stuff like that. But that'll be later on. I got to grow some more on some Patreon type stuff. But hey, listen, stay tuned to it. And I just want you guys to know that you can do it. And not playing it safe, like the real cost of playing it safe is that you miss the opportunity of success on the other side. If you play it safe and you don't start the things that you want to do or the places that you want to go, you'll never get there. And then you have to also realize that everybody can't go where you're going. Everybody's not meant to be where you're going to be. Everybody's not meant to listen and follow your direction or heed to what you're saying. So playing it safe, listen, get that mindset to say, you know what? I'm going to make it happen. I'm going to do what I want to do. Yeah, I'm going to aim high, and I'm going to always look in focus mode for my direction, my protection, and my destination. And when you start like shifting your mind to say, I am, I will, and I must do these things, man, listen, you will accomplish more than what you would have done if you played it safe. Playing it safe costs you exposure and experiences. And not all exposure and experiences are good. Okay, got it. But guess what? You learn something. You learn how to eat with the proper silverware at a fancy restaurant. You learn how to dress up in a suit and tie. You learn how to do the things that can perpetuate you to the next level. As time goes on and as things change and this, that, and the third, you have to be ready to switch it up and just go for it. Don't stop. Don't give up. Just go. And if one door closes, hey, another one is just around the corner to open up and, be there, right there for you. And so again, these episodes of these solos will be maybe about 25, 30 minutes or so. We're learning, right? So we're going to see how well and how the best that we can do, how the best that we are going to do. And that's, guess what? It's taking that risk and taking that shot itself and just actually doing it, and to acquire the nuance of the cost to be the boss and to get to the next level. As you see it, like it's a nice little setup. As you see, I got my mic, and I'm saying, listen, you might not have everything that you want. You might not have the technology or whatever like that, but hey, get you some mics, set up your tripod or set up your computer or anything like that, and just begin talking, because these things are the key essentials to starting your podcast. These are the key essentials to just doing something against your own free will and accord, to put you in a position where you're not only not taking the risk, but you're taking a chance and you're betting on yourself. If I could leave you with anything, guys, I would tell you, bet on yourself 110% of the way. Always bet on yourself, count on yourself, and never doubt yourself. If you can do that right there, then you can do anything. Again, it's a shot in the dark, right? And so how we make it, is how we go. So that's how I'm going about it, guys. But again, this has been a solo episode of Real Shit Let's Talk podcast. This has been JR, and this is just some things that I want to add to my podcast, to add to my platform, because I'm going to grow so that and that the people can see that I'm more versatile and that I have more to bring to the table. And so again, I appreciate all my listeners. I want to shout out one of my sponsors, Airport Donuts. I want to shout out everybody that has loved and followed and click, like, subscribe to the YouTube and different things of that nature. I appreciate you so much, guys. I love you and I thank you. And this is just, like I say, this is one of many right now. Like I said, but hey, we'll be right back with some more episodes. Okay, guys? So listen, I love you. Hey, love you all. All right. Y'all be easy. Stay blessed. Stay prayed up. Hey, catch me on the next one. Okay. All right.